video is going to show you how to get the VPN going on Windows. Windows is not something I'm going to support in this class. This has actually worked pretty well for most people for several semesters, so I'm not trying to scare you away from using it. But I will say that if it doesn't work for you, I'm not going to provide a great deal of assistance in getting it to work. My recommendation is going to be use the Mint VM I provided, because there's a lot you could have going on your system that I don't necessarily want to be trying to figure out remotely. So with that being said, feel free to try it. Like I said, it works well most of the time, but there have been people that have had problems. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. First thing you need to do is download the software. There's a link in D2L. Click the link. It takes you to this page. You want to download the Windows installer and run it. This is a 200 level CIS course, so you should be fully capable of installing software. So I'm not going to run through the entire install process, but I will tell you a couple things. One, when you get to this part, under the advanced, it's going to launch openvpn automatically when you log in. You may or may not want that. I unchecked it on mine, so that means I need to manually start the GUI. You can leave it checked if you want. I don't care. We only have a few weeks left in class, so you probably don't want this thing running on your system for the rest of your life, which is why I unchecked it. If I need it, I'll start it. If I don't need it, it won't be running. So you should do that. Another thing, when I was installing, it asked me to install some .NET framework. I'm like, what? No. So I didn't install it, and it seemed like it worked okay. I was still able to connect and access things. So yeah, I would not install the .NET framework. It didn't seem to be required. So once you have it installed, next thing you need to do is go download some files needed for Windows. Click on that, they'll download. You can find them in downloads, openvpn install. It's not it, openvpn files Windows. Double click that. Go into that directory, grab these two files and right click and copy them. Right, we need to put them in a special place. So let's go to C, Program Files, OpenVPN, Config directory. Create a new directory in there called CIS264. Paste those two files into there. Yes, I want you to copy them. So now we have the config file and the CA certificate. There's two more files we need to get. They are hopefully already in your home directory on CNTServe. So you need to go to CNTServe. There should be a file called your username.cert and your username.key. If they're not there, that likely means I have forgotten to generate all the keys for you. So send me an email and say, hey Rich, I'm looking for my certain key and I can't find it, and I'll take care of getting them generated for you. We need to get those two files in that same place so we can do the very lame drag and drop method of copying. To copy them over here. Did they copy? Why didn't they copy? Are they copying? Okay, it was taking a while. So we copied the key and the certificate, and now the next thing we need to do is we need to edit this CIS264 file. You can go open with WordPad or choose default program and pick WordPad. I recommend using WordPad because it gets the line breaks in there. And we'll go ahead and show you what you need to do, but I'm afraid this isn't going to work due to privileges. So you need to put your username here instead of mine. That's not mine. That's a dummy username. So RBE. So you need to make that simple change to the config file. Problem is, it won't let us save in that location because we don't have permission. So the way I got around that when I was testing it earlier was I went and started WordPad. I right-clicked and started as administrator, run as administrator. Yes, I want to run as administrator. And then I opened the file this way. Went and found it, C, Program Files, OpenVPN, Config, all files, all documents, open. There might be a better way to do that, but I'm not a Windows guy and I don't really care. I just did this because I know this way was quicker. Maybe if I would have started my command prompt as administrator, not my command prompt, my Windows Explorer as administrator, that might have worked. So now that should have made the changes. So now I've pointed at my certificate and my key. So now we'll want to start the OpenVPN GUI. If you let it go ahead and launch, if you click down here, it'll be in a taskbar, a little icon, right? If you didn't, then you need to right-click and run it as administrator. If you do not run it as administrator, it is not going to work properly unless you're always running as administrator. But make sure you run as administrator, and then you want to go to connect, and that's going to find those files we just put over there, and it's actually going to connect to my VPN